Well, the people who live in our district in Edmonton-Greisbach are the most generous people, first of all. We live in one of the poorest districts in all of Alberta. We have the highest child poverty rate in all of Alberta. Our kids in this district are going without when many other people can. So that's the biggest emergency is our children need help and they need out of poverty now. Not yesterday, not 10 years ago, but today. It's only getting worse. Another big, beautiful thing we're proud of is our diversity. We're one of the most diverse districts in terms of ethnic origin. And that's something that is celebrated up and down Edmonton, but also especially in our district because we're home to 118th Ave. There's festivals up and down, huge cultural festivals up and down the avenue. In almost every community that's a neighborhood in the district. But another aspect that paints our district is the rise of hate motivated attacks and the rise of systemic racism in a really overt way. And of course, racism in Canada is interwoven within these systems, within these within the language, within the most basic foundations of our society. And people sometimes don't see it. And they take the protections that they are granted for granted. For example, many folks feel as though they can walk down the street and have no problem at all. Go get your groceries, go get your kids, whatever. But many of our folks, especially our Black Muslim women of color, especially our Asian Canadian family and friends, those folks are being targeted in our community in an intolerable way. And we have to find ways to stick up to it. And these are new challenges. I mean, these are not new challenges. However, they're in new scenarios and in new environments. So we need to adapt. We need to make sure that our communities people feel safe and that they're not scared because what we have built here in Edmonton-Greisbach is so special for the entire province. I think for much of the country, what they think about Alberta is that it's this big old conservative honky town that all we do is go in there, pump oil out, and then we just sell it all over the world and destroy the environment. When many Albertans, especially the people in Edmonton-Greisbach, couldn't be any more different from that stereotype. These people are environmentally conscious. They're here to protect our environment. We're here to protect our waterways. We're here to protect the species that make our ecology. But they're also home to the small businesses of Edmonton, the mom and pop shops that have been here for 30, 40 years. Some of them are brand new, 1 or 2 years, and they're living a life where they fled from somewhere much more difficult. But wherever folks find their start in our community, they often see that the community will lift them up through those hardest times. When other communities might kick them out, we won't. We're here to help that person out from the ground up. And if that means folks like my birth mother, Brenda, who lived on the street as a sex worker and is making sure that they have food on the table, that's a reality that people have to live with. And when those people need dignity. And so I think that's the fight that we're going to have for Edmonton-Greisbach is to try to get its dignity back and try to really get the true voices of the people who really call Edmonton home present in Ottawa. Because from what I've seen and the reason I'm running is because I've heard too much of this blue wall. We can't get past it, and the real voices of Albertans can't get out. Other than, of course, Heather McPherson, riding just south of me. She's been a wonderful member of Parliament advocating for Alberta hard, and she's a huge supporter for us and our campaign. And we really do think that now is the time. Edmontonians want change. They're sick and tired of getting beat up from our provincial government. They're sick and tired of getting beat up from our weak conservative representatives here in Alberta. And our feeling is though now is the time that we stick up for ourselves and make sure that our allies across the country know we're here and see us, that we are progressives. We are fighting a tough fight here in the middle of Alberta, and we need as much support as possible.